इवेंट फ्लो कहाँ है यार अपने पास?
Good morning, Sangeeta ma'am.
Good morning. Am I audible and visible, Gitanjali ma'am?
You're not visible, but you are audible.
I got then. How do I?
You have to open your camera. That camera sign is below.
Is it visible?
Yes, now visible. You had to adjust your camera a little bit. Just tilt your screen little bit so you will be visible because I can see the background. But you are very close to camera, so I'm not that much visible. You have to change your position because light is coming from your back.
Okay, just a second.
Yes, please. Close the camera and you can adjust it. Hello, Nachiketa sir. How are you?
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Yeah, good morning, Dr. Nachiketa. I'm good. How about you?
Good, sir. So far, so good.
How is Bhopal treating you?
Good, sir. It's a lovely weather.
Okay, wonderful.
A very good morning, everyone. A heartfelt welcome to all the guests we have today. We are just beginning. All the participants are joining.
Yes, perfect, Sangeeta ma'am. Just you have to adjust little bit light. You have to tilt the directions because the light is coming from your back. Sangeeta ma'am, we have Shanta Kumar sir from GNLU.
Namaskar, madam.
Yes, welcome, sir, and happy Teachers' Day. Nice to meet you in online
Thank you so
platform.
much, madam. Wish you the same.
Am I any position, Gitanjali ma'am?
Yes. Now we can see you better. Yes.
Okay. I can't make much changes because
it's perfect. It's fine.
Happy Teachers' Day to all my
Professor Sachidanand sir is soon going to join us. Hello.
Yeah, all right, ma'am. No problem. Thank you.
Because he's a very senior professor, so I wish that he can join because he was a senior professor and he should be there because we are celebrating Teachers' Day first. Sangeeta ma'am, your video is strict.
I purposely switched off because I wanted to hear others. Sometimes our on videos, if you don't keep up, it gets disturbed.
So I will request to the anchor.
Okay, ma'am. Should we begin?
Yes, with the permission of the all dignitaries, I just want to. Can we wait for a 1 minute more for Sir Sachidanand sir because he was a senior most. So if you permit, I'll otherwise the anchors will continue.
Yeah, we can wait here.
Can we start then? He's actually facing some issue because of the new platform, but let's see if he can join.
Yeah, no problem. Give him a minute. That's okay.
Okay.
Because
Thank
there's so many online platforms these days. We are not used to,
Yes.
every platform.
Our team is assisting him,
Yeah,
so
no
it will
problem.
take hardly 1
In
minute.
fact, I also want to know how to, enlarge or magnify or make it full screen. The air meet. Is there any option? Because I can only see the four windows on my screen. Does it
Okay.
get full screen also?
Yes, we can. By the setting, you can pin your screen. You can.
Ooh.
Nachiketa, actually, because I am also a very conventional teacher.
No, madam, I have asked Siddharth to guide for this technical things. He is just joining in a 1 minute times.
Okay.
No, I have used plenty of softwares. I am all right. Just one or two I get sometimes stuck. Air meet is not that. I mean, in the legal academy, it's not that popular.
Yes.
Actually, we are that offer start.
Shantasan, how are you? How is everything?
Good morning, everyone. We would request everyone to mute their microphones till the other person is speaking. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Parabrahma, Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah.
Remember to celebrate milestones as you prepare for the road ahead. With these words of Nelson Mandela, we wish you all a very good morning and happy Teachers' Day. The galaxy of intellectuals, Your Excellency, invited guests, teachers, and your participants. How wonderful this morning is! And the auspicious occasion of Teachers' Day made it more beautiful. Well, our first and foremost duty on behalf of LEDX is I, Mansi Jain,
And I, Chinmay Bhatt,
welcome you all to the felicitation ceremony and award distribution of LEDX Super Blogster 2021. Today, we are graced with the esteemed presence of our honorable chief guest,
Dr. S. Sachidanandam, Dr. S. Shanta Kumar, Director, GNLU Gujarat, Guest of Honor, Dr. Nachiketa Mittal, Founder, India's first virtual law school, a respectable guest, Dr. Sangeeta Laha, Associate Professor and Dean, NLU Ranchi, and Dr. Manpreet Kaur Rajpal, Director and Dean Academics, and the man behind the idea of creating a legal edtech platform, CEO and founder of LEDX, Mr. Akshay Kantibam, and the three leaders putting their mind, heart, and soul into it Dr. Gitanjali Chandra, Mr. Jai Jain, and Mr. Lavleet Jain.
We also have with us Dr. Shivangi Sinha, Assistant Professor, New Law College, Pune, Mr. Sandeep Khatri, Assistant Professor, Asian Law School, Noida, and Mrs. Ananya Kumar, Assistant Professor, GGSIP University. Today, we'll be awarding these torchbearers for showing us the new way of learning law and for appreciating their extraordinary contribution to the legal education. We have with us, I'll start with these words. We have 3 roles here on earth: to learn, to love, and to live. When we stop learning, we start to stagnate and die. When we stop loving, we lose our sense of purpose and become self-centered. When we limit our living, we deny the world the benefits of our talents. With this note, I would like to introduce Dr. Gitanjali R. Chandra, CLO of LEDX and Director, Global Relation at Indore Institute of Law. Ma'am is doctorate in law, net qualified, and with corporate law. We have with us our other guest. Net qualified, and ma'am did the corporate laws and management from Indian Law Institute and alumnus of Aligarh Muslim University. She started her career as a research fellow on UGC major projects. Dr. Chandra has completed a successful stint of more than 20 years of teaching in higher education sector in India and abroad, along with NGO court practice for almost 8 years. In 2011, she relocated to offshore campus Amity University, Dubai. October 2020, came back to India. Dr. Gitanjali has worked in diverse roles ranging from head of law program to mentoring for 14 years at university level and legal advice to University Incubation Center in Dubai. She had written books on public interest litigation and environmental protection, written book chapters, her business case studies published in Harvard Business Reviews, and published dozens of Scopus Index paper, and a well-read author as per Google Citation Index. It's my pleasure, ma'am, to invite you for the welcome address, the introduction speech.
Thank you, Mansi. Before starting my welcome speech, I just want to welcome Sachidanandam sir. Sorry for the technical glitch from our side, and welcome you again, and happy Teachers' Day to you. He's facing problem with the mic, but I'll start.
Am I audible, madam?
Yes, you are audible, sir.
Acha. Good morning to all of you. Happy Teachers' Day.
Happy Teachers' Day to you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, madam.
So, am I permitted to start my welcome speech and welcome all of you formally?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, sir. So, I, on the behalf of everyone present here, heartily welcome the dignitary of the function today. Here, I feel privileged to extend my warm welcome to Professor Sachidanandam sir, former Vice Chancellor, Ambedkar Law University, Tamil Nadu. We have Mr. S. Shanta Kumar, who is a Chief Guest and Director, GNLU Gujarat. Our guest of honor, Dr. Nachiketa Mittal, who is a founder of Virtual Law School. We have Dr. Sangeeta Laha, Associate Dean, NLU Ranchi. Dr. Manpreet Kaur Rajpal, Director, Indore Institute of Law, and virtually is going to join us. Otherwise, she'll join through video. And our own stars of this platform, LEDX, Mr. Sandeep Khatri, Ms. Ananya Kumar, Ms. Shivangi Sinha, and our flag bearer, Mr. Akshay Kanti Bam, who is a CEO and the founder of LEDX, Mr. Jai Jain, Mr. Lavleet Jain, and the team LEDX. I welcome you all and congratulating you for celebrating the Teachers' Day along with a blockbuster competition. It's very difficult to believe, I must share this thing, it's very difficult to believe that once you dream and it is going to fulfill now. I still remember the day when I met Mr. Akshay Kanti Bam, and we were discussing on education policy, education 4.0, learning outcomes, tangible outcomes, and we were discussing on various platforms. We were discussing how we will make a exclusively legal platform. So both we are determined and dedicated to make a platform exclusively on law, where students have a liberty to choose any subject of their choice and have a liberty to choose the professor also, to choose the professor as well as to choose any of the participate in any competition. Because normally what happened, and I have experienced this, you can select one team for a one moot court competition, so other will not able to participate. So I wish to give the chance to each and every student of the law through our platform to participate in every competition to enhance their skill and compatibility. And we are providing paid internship also through our platform to give a smooth transition to the people to enter into a legal fraternity and promote litigation and court practice. Last but not the least, LEDX want to owe the advisory board. Why we owe to advisory board? Because they are the one, and I want to mention Mr. Nachiketa Mittal, whom I discussed at the very initial level about this platform. And we were discussing about so many things about the virtual platform and how we are going to start. And because they are the founder of Virtual Law School, so we have get the privilege to talk to many people, think tanks, and there is an advisory board. We are fortunate enough that we have the advisory board who agree to advise us on a regular basis. I just want to mention their name because I feel proud about it that we have Justice Gyanshuda Mishra, former Judge Supreme Court. We have Mr. Vivek Tankha, former Advocate General of Madhya Pradesh. We have Dr. Tabriz Ahmed, Vice Chancellor, GD Goenka University. We have renowned lawyers of the country, Mr. Vinod Surana, Naveen Kumar Jaggi, Mr. Divya Malcolm, Mr. Avinash Kumar, a founder CEO of Divya Group. So, because it's a virtual platform, I welcome virtually to all of you, and I once again wants to wish you a happy Teachers' Day, and I wish and congratulate in advance to the winners and the people who participate in the blog writing competition. And happy Teachers' Day to all, and thank you. Thank you, Mansi. Over to you. I'm closing my mic.
Thank you so much, ma'am. LEDX is a platform which is an output of thorough research and consultation conducted by think tanks and pioneers of legal education, aiming to impart legal education in every nook and corner of the country, regardless of geography, institutional affiliations, or professional obligations, an opportunity to become certified experts in the discipline of law, trained by experts of legal fraternity and enhancing your educational and professional qualifications. And here we are with our very first competition with the mission to create a learning platform where education, ideas, challenges, skill development, competency development can be inculcated with law aspirants, graduates, professionals, and academicians for the betterment of the legal community. Let's have a look at a very youthful and innovative introductory video, which is also the inaugural video of LEDX.
LEDX, a legal edtech platform which aims at having a living ecosystem of the law community to magnify legal learning through innovative and interactive ways. So now, as you all have got the introduction of this education platform, let me introduce you to the pioneer, the man behind this success, Mr. Akshay Kantibam, founder and CEO, LEDX Legal Education by Experts. At a very young age, he decided to establish an institution that would one day change the way education is imparted. His constant hard work and futuristic approach has made this LEDX a premier education platform, and it has been started and hoping to achieve much more in the future days. Sir is the chairman of Indore Institute of Law, Idyllic Institute of Management, and Indore Nursing College as well. His education qualifications include BCom, MBA, LLB honors, and he is pursuing PhD in management. He is holding an experience of more than 17 years in the education industry. The man of substance is a recipient of Captains of Industry Award, Entrepreneur of the Year 2016, Excellence Award, and many more. With an experience of more than 2 decades in legal education, he and the team witness an opportunity in the gap of this adversity that can provide the pathway to pave a stronger interface between the legal education and the legal profession by facilitating education by experts in the legal fraternity. It is my privilege to request Mr. Akshay Kantibam sir to address the gathering.
Thank you, Compass. Hope I'm audible to all.
Yes, sir, you are.
I'm audible. Thank you. First of all, a very happy Teachers' Day to all the dignitaries and all the renowned teachers of the law field who are being presented over here. We are very thankful on behalf of the LEDX and from our team that you all have been very kind enough to give your consent to be a guest on a holiday and to be on a guest on a Teachers' Day. So thank you for being here. Before starting my speech, I would like to welcome Professor Sachidanandji sir. Sir, thank you for sparing so much time for us. Professor S. Shantakumar Saab, the Vice Chancellor and the Director of GNLIU, Gujarat. Then Professor Nachiketa Mittal sir, the founder of the Virtual Law School. Then Sangeeta Laha ma'am, the Vice Chancellor from the Ranchi. Manpreet Kaur Rajpal ma'am, the Director and Dean from Indore Institute of Law. Gitanjali madam, the CLO of LEDX, and all the other team members from the LEDX and the Indore Institute of Law. Sir, about the LEDX, although the video played by and the comparers have already given in a few brief, still I would say that LEDX is a company what we have made. It's an education online platform, and it's a blessing in a COVID time to us. We can say it's a blessing in a disguise to us. What we are doing in a LEDX is nothing new what we are doing it, but here we are more focused for the teaching. Here we are more focused for the innovative teaching. Here we are more focused with the skill development of the people. Here we are more focused with the finishing school of the people. Here we are more focused on the different platforms and what the extra knowledge we can give to the students. We are focusing more on that. Sir, at the LEDX, we are working on 17 different verticals. Right now, we are being ready within 5 to 6 platforms and the verticals as of now. What the platforms we have made it. First of all, we have done a recorded lectures for the student. What the recorded lectures, what we have done, law is in a vast field. And we all know that the conventional laws and the modern laws is altogether different. So at the initial level, we are more focusing on the modern laws. The modern laws, what I mean to say is that what is all about the gamut law? What is all about the gambling law? What is all about the artificial intelligence law? What is all about the domestic violence in the NRI villages? What is all know about the data analytics? What is know all about the she jurisprudence? What is all know to know about the white collar crime, what we call as a gentleman's crime? So we are focusing on such subjects which are very niche in the market. There are very less contents available in the market. So we try to make our content are recorded and a self-paid courses. And on the basis of that, we are trying to reach to the students. Now what we have done better in that. Now we are focusing more on an innovative teaching. How the innovative teaching we have done. Like if there is one video which is called to be on 5 minutes on 7 minutes, how the student can spend more time on that, how the student can depend on more 10 minutes. So we have introduced a technology called an H5P technology, and with the view of and with the help of that technology, we have tried to make it more innovative teaching. So this LEDX platform we have distributed in the 3 parts. One is aspiring students, another is pursuing students, and the third one is the professional students. What I mean to say is the aspiring student. Aspiring students is all students who are belong to from class 7 to 12th who wish to pursue a law in their higher studies. What we are doing for them? For them, we are doing how to learn a KYC. KYC means know your constitution. How you can know your constitution in 100 minutes time. So that 100 minutes constitution we have made in an animation and a comic caricature. In a very simple method, we try to achieve, teaching the students in such a simple way that they can understand the constitution of the country, they can know the preambles, they can know the emergency, they know how the president applies. In that way, we are doing for an aspiring students. Along with that, we are making a free coaching for the CLAT students. Apart from this, we are making a do's and don'ts for the social networking sites and the online classes, what the do's and the don'ts are there. That's all for the aspiring students. Another is for the pursuing students. Pursuing students, we are focusing more on two platforms. One with the finishing school, that we call as the finishing school, is we are inculcating more of a competitions, how the competition and how they have to approach and how they have to participate in this competition. The competitions can be a moot court competition. Today we have the Blogsters competition, the debate competition, the parliamentary debate competition, the trial advocacy, the client counseling, and the many other such competitions which are very niche in the market and that are not running in the maximum of the law colleges. So we try to finish up the students who are pursuing. Secondly, we have the online classes. Now, what would we mean by the online classes? One is the recorded lectures, that is in a self-paced lectures. Online classes, we are going with two different performer, like a data analytics, the other new subjects. What we are doing is one teacher is from the industry and one from the academics. So we wanted to try to give the student both of the forte, how they can think and look into the matter from the academic point of view, and how they can have the different perspective from the advocates and the lawyers perspective. So in that way, we are doing an online classes. Apart from this, we have for this professionals also, we are coming up with a podcast. What the podcast we are doing, like we do have the autobiographies of the senior lawyers, but the other lawyers and the good academicians who have done really wonderful with a law education and to upgrade the law fraternity, we are doing the podcast for the same. And we are doing an infrastructure facilities also for the other institutes, like this is an air meet, how they can do their activities or classes or their competitions on an online platform. So we will be guiding and suggesting on the basis of that also. So apart from this, we believe that there are the n number of people who are doing a course and running on a platform. So we are not here to compete with any other, but we are here to complement everyone, because we always believe that at LEDx, the legal education by experts, we don't have to compete with our own people who are doing a very good work for the upliftment of the legal fraternity and for the education. So what the better complement we can do with each other, we are more focusing on that. So in a nutshell, I can say that if you are a student and if you are in a part of an LEDx platform, you can be a better employable, you can be a better informed person, the better advocate, you can be a better person who can have the internship, you can be a better person to perform better in your career of law field. So in nutshell, I can say that being in a part of an LEDx, you can be a more competent and more confident and a more communicative lawyers for the future. Thank you. This is all about the LEDx. Thank you, and over to you, the competitors.
Thank you so much, sir. We are delighted to have with us our guest of honor, Dr. Nachiketa Mittal, Professor of Law and Director and Faculty of Law, Jagran Lake City University. Sir is a man of distinct vision. He is an entrepreneur, legal career counselor, academic consultant of law schools and law colleges for faculty training and outsourced faculty, evaluation in anonymous way. He is also the consultant of law schools being set up. He is experienced law teacher with a demonstrated history of working in legal education industry with NLU Odisha, Karnavati University as a Dean of Law, and Supreme Court of India as Assistant Registrar, Research of Innovation. Sir has also delivered guest lectures, panel presentations, and conference presentations in law schools across USA since 2014. His areas of legal research are access to justice, mediation, arbitration, criminal procedure law, and law teaching pedagogy. I would like you to address the gathering, sir. Please.
Thank you so much for the generous introduction. Good morning, everyone. My sincere regards to Professor Sachidanandan. It's a pleasure to see you, sir, after a long time here online. And also my sincere regards to Professor Shanta Kumar. It's been a while, sir, that we could meet in person and also online. Dr. Gitanjali, thank you for inviting me. It's a pleasure to join you today. Mr. Akshay Kanti Bam, we did not meet, we could not speak perhaps, but I've heard a lot about you, and through Rahul, who has been a constant source, of a lot of good words about you, and who could connect me, with you and Dr. Gitanjali. So thank you, Rahul, also for coordinating in last several weeks with me about the program. You have been, I think, one of the pillars, and I have very fond regards for you. Dear students and colleagues, I must say at the outset that I'm very delighted to be here with all of you on Teachers' Day. So my sincere regards to you and all my teachers, teacher colleagues on this day. I think it's one of the very innovative steps taken forward by LEDX, and the name itself suggests today Innovative Legal Teaching Awards. So which in itself is a distinguishing feature, perhaps. And I still vividly, recollect Dr. Gitanjali Chandra and I had a telephonic discussion several months ago when LEDX was coming up, and she reached out and we discussed number of aspects about legal edutech platform. And since last year, my dear friends, everyone might have noticed we had several legal edutech platforms which have come up. I mean, I am one of them who also launched the virtual law school, for which even Professor Shanta Kumar was part of the inaugural session. And I cannot thank sir enough for his generosity. The very first question sir asked me, you're doing it on your own as one lone law teacher. What support do you want? I said, sir, only blessings. But sir said, no, that's not where it stops. And sir, donated the virtual law school the license of the Cisco WebEx. And that's how we started our classes. The very first classes started on Zoom out of my pocket, but then sir asked me that, what are you doing? You need to make it a little more structured. And thank you, sir. I mean, that was a support which everybody enjoyed. And we did several programs, hosted several luminaries, Mr. Kapil Sibal, Mr. Salman Khurshid, Justice Sikri, Justice Purin Joseph, Justice Michael Kirby, and Dr. Singhvi, sir yourself, several my dear law professor, friends and colleagues. So that was one of the areas where I think we all collectively can work. And I'm today very happy, and it's been a journey that I could, in some sense, connect and cover with Dr. Gitanjali and Mr. Akshay Kanti Bam, that in last several months of their efforts of making LEDX a different platform than the rest other legal edutech platforms, including that of mine, of a virtual law school. So here you have been trying to bridge that kind of a gap to develop those kinds of videos which students can view those recordings in terms of their convenience, at ease. So they don't have to be glued to the screen. We all have noticed in the last over 1 year, the online screen time is increased, and that is also badly impacting the students. So which is understandable. They do have to go for the regular classes in their law schools, which is going to give them degrees. And the legal edutech platforms don't give them degrees, some certifications, but they are equally important in some way to them. But these kinds of videos that we are planning and preparing will provide them ease to even view them probably in the night, after their regular day hours of law school and everything else. So that ease is really important. And nobody will feel too pressurized कि हमें पूरे 4 घंटे बैठना है, 3 घंटे बैठना है, 2 घंटे बैठना है. We have to be glued to the screen. So I think that is a wonderful feature, that you're trying to bring in here. And I was also, roped in and by Rahul to judge the blog writing competition, at BS of Dr. Gitanjali. So Rahul has been a bridge between all of us. So which I concluded to the best of my ability, and I must tell you, some of those blog writing articles were very nicely placed in the entire scheme in terms of topics. Also, the candidates who wrote the articles were very candid, lucid, and the language was also quite, easy to be comprehended, not only by the professionals, but also the students. Because I presume some of those may also be published in due course of time, right? That's the whole purpose of the blog writing competition. So I was able to say that some of them were in very simple language. And I always believe that blogs have to be in simple language. They may be scholarly. Being scholarly does not mean that the language has to be tough. right? The idea is if the reader can't understand, there's no purpose of it, right? And I have simply been able to understand that blog gives all of us a quick bite about some issues. That yes, I don't have a time as a professor, I don't have a time as a lawyer, I don't have a time as a corporate counsel to browse through the series of law journals and quickly get the point. But if I quickly go to a very credible blog, I will get to know that yes, this is the latest update. This is some kind of very brief critical analysis. Perhaps I can frame on that basis my arguments and try to structure whatever I want to. Right? So it gives us a very quick things at a, as a ready reckoner kind of thing. So I think that's a good addition again, Dr. Gitanjali, through LEDx. I really appreciate your efforts. At the same time, friends, I really owe a huge, deepest sense of gratitude today, which through LEDx platform, I must convey as part of my sincere duty to all colleagues who have contributed even at the virtual law school in last over 1 year. I hope you may not mind me just mentioning that. So we, registered virtual law school VLSS Section 8 company, not for profit, because the idea from the very beginning was not to draw any profits out of it. And till date, Professor Shantakumar knows well, some of the other advisors who have been, they're blessing us knows well, after 1.5 years also. My CA was surprised recently, since we have to file returns towards 30th September. My CA was recently surprised that Mr. Mittal, आपने किया क्या? आपने ₹1 का तो debit भी नहीं किया इसमें से. So how are you feeding it? I said I was using my mutual funds to feed it. And I must tell you that everybody teaches on VLS pro bono till date. Last week, I will be happy to apprise everybody. There are some lawyers and professors who've been teaching back to back one and after another courses. So last week, I must surprise Professor Sachidanand and Professor Shantakumar and Mr. Akshay Kantibam and Gitanjali ma'am and everybody else. So what I did 2 weeks ago, sir, I reached out to some of those dear friends who've been making contribution of over 120, 100, 150 hours of teaching. I said that I respect your time and it may not be much since the fees is also very minimal. Half the time we don't charge anything. So could we give you maybe whatever is the quantum is not so important, but some quantum as the honorarium towards your efforts. And I got an email response. If you want me to continue, I can do it on a pro bono basis. If you want to pay the fees, you may hire somebody else. I mean, I don't think I can look for any more kind of a generosity and also commitment from law teacher and lawyer colleagues who, despite writing an email to them, are completely declining. They said, "Hum jude the isliye kyunki ye pro bono tha. If you will begin to give us an honorarium, I think we are done with it." So that was put in my face by my dear friend in a nicer way. So he said, "Schedule my class tomorrow." I said, "All right." And somebody, some lawyers, sir, you might not believe, who got affected by COVID, in the isolation ward, they took their laptops along. Now, Chikita, we are getting bored. Schedule a class, we would be happy doing it. Right? There's another colleague of mine who was taking class last 2 to 3 days, he fell ill. So he called me last evening. Saturday, Sunday, मेरी 3 से 5 2 घंटे की क्लास लगाई है क्योंकि Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday I was ill. I could not complete my portion. I need to do it fast. I mean, I am just so blessed I feel today, to have met such friends, met such colleagues, and my sincere naman to all of them on teachers. There couldn't be a better blessing to me, personally gratifying in life than what I felt in last over a year of seeing that we do have several people who are so deeply rooted and committed, right? And on that note, friends, I am once again just commending the efforts of Dr. Gitanjali, Mr. Akshay Kantibam, that LEDx is perhaps going to also enlighten all of us and add a new dimension to this league of legal edutech platforms, where some of them could not probably envisage the idea which Dr. Gitanjali and Mr. Akshay Kantibam has been able to take forward, and we look forward mutually to benefit. And Mr. Akshay Kantibam said one thing very interesting and peculiar, and I must really, thank you, sir, for that. That it's not an idea of competing with one another by creating some, legal edutech platforms. That's what you mentioned. I really appreciate, because that kind of a vision, that it's not a competing area, right? But it's an area where I think we all can. It's a shared responsibility of everyone. अपने अपने स्तर पे जितना हो सकता है, we can contribute, because school colleges तो चलते रहेंगे, but at our level we can try to just make smaller contributions, right? That's the idea which I think, and it's a shared common belief with which we can move forward. Thank you, everyone, for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you so much, sir, for such words of wisdom. We feel honored to have with us the Honorable Chief Guest for the event, Dr. S. Shantakumar. Sir, you hardly need any introduction. You have made all of us proud by your distinguished work in numerous capacities. You're one of the mentor for education services. Professor S. Shantakumar is the director at Gujarat National Law University, with about 30 years of teaching experience at prestigious universities, including Hidayatullah National Law University. Professor S. Shantakumar is holding in charge as the director of Gujarat Maritime University and also appointed as the president of Gujarat International Maritime Arbitration Center. He has authored 3 books on environmental law and 2 books on human rights law, published by LexisNexis, National Law School of India University, Tamil Nadu, Dr. Ambedkar Law University, etc. He has published a number of research articles on contemporary legal issues in various national and international journals and edited volumes. He is also the recipient of prestigious awards like the Environmental Law Champions Development Award from Asian Development Bank, Philippines, and the Best Social Scientist Award from the Indian Society of Criminology. At the IP Fest 2020, Sir has been recognized as the IP Director of the Year. I would humbly like to invite you for the words of wisdom, sir.
Thank you, Mansi, for that nice introduction. CEO of LEDX platform, Mr. Akshay Kantibam. My guru, mentor and philosopher, Professor Sachidanandam. Good friends like Dr. Geetanjali Chandra, Dr. Manpreet Kaur Rajpal, Dr. Nachiketa Mittal, Dr. Sangeeta Laha, the entire team behind the launch of LEDX, all the distinguished awardees today, other distinguished teachers, esteemed participants in this award ceremony, invited guests, ladies, gentlemen, and others. I wish you all a very good morning and a very happy Teachers' Day. I wish to start by quoting Albert Einstein, who, when attempting to define insanity, he calls insanity is doing the same thing again and again and expecting different results. That's what we have been doing in legal education. We have been doing the same thing for centuries, and we expect miracles to happen in the field of legal education. Innovation in teaching is the most important area of research that we teachers need to research on and learn from those researchers. There is a common belief that innovation in education is only related to technological advancements, because when we speak of innovation, we think of integrating technology into teaching. However, in reality, innovation is independent of a technical expertise. Innovation in education, in fact, it transcends the technical expertise. The words innovation and learning are synonymous with human nature and tendency. Both these words are beautifully interdependent on each other. While the stress on innovation can't be higher, it is a well-established fact that innovation is driven by learning. Therefore, there is a need for shift in focus from innovation in teaching methods to innovation in learning methods. I've seen that many of my students who go to Harvard and Oxford for their master's degree every year, they approach me for their LOR, the letter of recommendation, and therefore they stay in touch with me. And I used to continuously engage with them, and they used to be very much excited about studying in Harvard or Oxford. I always ask them that, what excites you more? Why are you so thrilled being there? What new thing that what we did not do at our university, they are doing there? So the answer that comes is that, sir, the problem with you is you guys, the teachers in India, you teach. That is the problem, which doesn't happen in universities like Harvard and Oxford, and therefore that makes the real difference. I could not understand. They said they tried to explain. In fact, they say that the problem is we don't want to be taught. We expect to learn, and we look forward to learning, and that's what the teachers in Harvard and Oxford make it happen. We get to learn from teachers who have created knowledge. They can explain things better because of the originality of idea. But unfortunately, in India, we are more a knowledge consumer than a knowledge creator. We don't create knowledge. We don't create contents. We consume the knowledge which has been created elsewhere. Hence, this gap will definitely be there at least for some time. And that is one more reason, because we focus more on, we spend a lot of our energy on teaching rather than focusing on the learning component. What is the outcome of this? That's what I had a guest, Professor Phil Thomas, who was director at the Cardiff Law School, visiting us. And after staying for a few days, observing what we do at the law school, in a casual conversation over a cup of coffee, he said, Professor, I find that the teachers in your university are more like uncles and aunts to students. You care for them so much. But then this is not what is expected of a teacher, which I have seen it myself. Like during my stay at Cardiff for a month, I have been going around meeting teachers, seeing how teachers interact with students. When I've seen, when any student asks any question to a teacher in UK, for example, at Cardiff University, out of my personal experience, I'll tell you, the answer is the teachers very clearly, with a very clear body language, they say that the answer is, I don't know. They will actually make students find the answers. But in India, the contrast, we feel that it is our responsibility to give him some answer or the other because he has asked that question to me. And therefore, I own it up. I take it on my head, even if it is not an area of my expertise. I try and answer something which the student feels not an appropriate answer, and therefore he goes out and gives a bad review about the teacher. So my recommendation to early career teachers is that one needs to understand the learning capabilities of learners in the class. Look at their learning potentials. You need to understand your students better before you go and teach them. And with respect to the learning potentials, researchers have revealed that with every changing generation, the learning style varies. For example, now you can't go to the present day generation and start using technology, because this generation was born with the technology. The millennials today are completely a new generation, and that is the generation which is currently in our class. So therefore, we need to rethink on the way we teach, and therefore, being a Teachers' Day, I want to share some of those nice things which I have learned from my teachers and out of my research on teaching learning process. Please focus on your professional learning network. Treat the academic year as a marathon, not a sprint, because every learner is different and unique and will take a different path to learning. So you be there to guide them on their way, because that's why they need you. In fact, a million tools and strategies are unnecessary to good teaching. This is all about balance. Find what works best for you and your students, and keep it simple. Don't take it personally. As far as teaching advice goes, this can be hard to adopt, and especially for new teachers. The truth is, teaching is a tough job because people are complicated, and you can care deeply while still being objective and professional. And the most important advice is the student should talk more than you do. In other words, give them ample room and space to express their opinions, ask questions, converse collaboratively, argue with each other, and surprise you with their insights. And that is what makes a teacher learn more. And if you feel that your thinking is everything, this is actually no different from any other close relationship you have. You are a professional who controls your own attitude, and what this means is that you choose how and when to react. It also means that both mentally and emotionally you bring to your classroom only what you carry with you. Your influences last a lifetime. Therefore, use them very wisely, because students, even after 20, 30 years, they still remember, and on this day, they send a happy Teachers' Day message. It's just because, not because of the content that what you taught, but the influence that you have made in their life. So the students might forget what you say, but they will never forget how you made them feel. This is something very, very important. And teaching them the skills actually matters. Law schools are there for the students. It's not the other way around. Uh, and find most important, the last is find your identity as a teacher. Why do you teach? What makes you curious? Most of all, what do you love about your students? Consider this your personal teaching brand. Create a brand for yourself. Create an identity for yourself. And with these few words, I wish everyone a very happy Teachers' Day. And I wish to conclude this address by quoting Terry Hake, founder of Teach Thought, who says that you can't teach if you are exhausted, misinformed, too hard on yourself, disconnected, or misunderstand your role in some critical way, as a colleague, as a peer, as a teacher, a department leader. It's not your job to save the world. Every child needs something different, and it is for the teachers to find out what is that child needs different, and it is for you to provide that. I think that will make you a great teacher. And I wish to conclude with this, my address on this Teachers' Day. And I also wish this platform LEDx uh, all the best. And in fact, the country needs platforms like this, because the problem in India is not access to education, because there are about 1,700 law schools. There are law schools where you simply walk in, pay some 5,000-10,000 rupees, you get an admission, and you get your degree at the end of 3 years or 5 years. There are institutions like that. So access to legal education is not a challenge in this country as of now. Access to quality legal education is the problem. And most of the law schools could not afford to provide the kind of legal education that ought to be delivered. And therefore, I hope this LEDx will fill that gap by providing quality, high quality legal education at a very accessible pricing. Make it accessible for everyone, so that everyone, irrespective of a law student or not, whoever intends to learn law must be able to do it with this platform. And I wish this platform a huge success. And I wish the dreams of the founder, Mr. Akshay Kantibam, and Dr. Geetanjali to succeed and come true. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best.
Thank you so much, sir. We are honored to have with us Professor Sachidanandam S. Sir has done LLB, LLM, post-graduation in taxation from Madras University. Professor Sachidanandam S., former Vice-Chancellor, T.N. Dr. Ambedkar Law University, Chennai, is presently a visiting professor at NLU, Delhi since July 2021. He practiced law for 3 years, entered law teaching in 1971 in T.N. Legal Education Service in Madras Law College as junior professor of law, and thereafter worked in Tiruchirappalli, Madras, Madurai, and Tirunelveli as professor and principal from 1971 to 2004. And he resumed his practice for a while and continued to teach in Tamil Nadu, Dr. Ambedkar Law University, Chennai from 2004 to 2007, and became its vice chancellor from 2007 to 2010. Joined NLU as visiting professor from 2010 to 2017 at NLU Odisha. Um, Presently, he is also engaged in writing on universality of law and law, a book on philosophical series. We would request you to address the gathering for the presidential speech and wishes for the Innovative Legal Teaching Awards, sir.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes,
Yes,
sir,
sir.
you are.
Thank you so much. Chairman of the Institute, Mr. Akshay Kanti Ban, Dr. Kedanchali Chandras, two of my colleagues, former colleagues, Professor Shantakumar and Professor Nachikita Mittal, and other dignitaries and a lot teachers who are to be honored today, faculties and other students. I am very much glad to participate and address today, being the Teachers' Day. I am also happy to note that 7 law teachers are being honored by the Institute. I congratulate them for their devotion and commitment to teaching. And 2 of them I personally know, Dr. Shantakumar and Dr. Nachikita Mittal. Now, today being the Teachers' Day being celebrated all over India, being 5th September, being the birthday of Dr. S. Radhakrishnan. He was a very simple person, born in Tamil Nadu, and he became a world-renowned philosopher, and linking Eastern and Western philosophy. And in recognition of his services, Pandit Nehru chosen him as the first Vice President of India, and later became the President of India. And being a teacher in Madras, he rose to the Vice Chancellor in Andhra University and later Ambassador to Russia, and finally became President of India. And his birthday being celebrated every year as Teachers' Day. From his humble beginning, became the first citizen of India. Now, he has written a lot of philosophical works. And those who are interested in philosophy cannot miss his works. Among the most important work is the translation into English, this principal Upanishads, so that the Western world have come to know about Indian thought on life and culture and everything. So this book is very, very important, and he was able to link the Eastern philosophy and the Western philosophy. Now, I begin with philosophy, as Radhakrishnan said. Philosophy is the first subject known to the human mind, because when humans from the cave today, the internet world, man traveled a long distance. And it all started with the spark of thinking. The human mind started thinking by asking what, how, where, when, all these questions he started asking. And he wants to find answers for everyone. And say, for example, the 5 fundamental questions. What are the natural things in this world? Leave alone the human creations. The natural things, natural events, how they are interconnected, how and why they come into existence and go out of existence. So these are the fundamental basic questions he started asking, and every philosopher, starting from Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, they try to answer it. And knowledge was only one, the philosophy, the only subject in the beginning. And law is the first social science, came out of philosophy. And others followed. Religion and other field of knowledge came out later. Law is the first one of the social science. When the man formed a society, so it requires some interaction, some discipline. So law originated in the form of customs and practices in the society. And that is the origin. And in fact, the patriarchal society, in fact, Henry Main says that law originated in the family, because the patriarchal system, the oldest male controlled the family members. Later, the society, patriarchal society, gave birth to the state and government and all that. And concept is the basis for all knowledge. These concepts, the building blocks of knowledge, just like bricks, brick by brick, you raise a wall and build a house. Similarly, for acquiring knowledge, the concepts in every field, one has to be very clear, and clarity is required. So, to understand the law and acquiring a legal knowledge, fundamentally you require the legal concepts, and that is how you acquire the knowledge. Among the legal concept, for example, it starts from law and justice, cannot be separated. So legal education or justice education. And when the man grows, he started judging each other. There is no exception. A teacher is judging the students, students are judging the teachers, children judging the parents, parents judging the children. Every walk of life in the human relationship, we find judging each other. And so this justice today, you being institutionalized, and no one shall be a judge in his own cause, because we have from the society we jumped into forming the state and the government. So the judiciary you have, justice you have, you can't. No one shall be take the in his own hands, law in his own hands. You have to be submit all the disputes, and before the judicial process, the court, you have a factual analysis and legal analysis. All questions before the court of law, you find only facts and interpretation of law. So these two things are going on in the judiciary everywhere. Conflicting facts, you have to settle the facts, apply the law, and the law itself may require clarity, so you require interpretation. And you have this judicial system. You have to submit all the controversies before the judge, and the judge is delivering justice. And it is a human justice, please remember. Absolute justice or absolute truths or absolute, we can't, it is beyond human comprehension. Beyond human comprehension. It is only we feel that we have, on the basis of law, justice being established, and this is not absolute. So absolute truths or absolute justice, absolute dharma, it is beyond human comprehension. And law is running side by side with life. The life of law and the life of man are parallel. And one important thing I want to emphasize, What is the position of man in this? He is sandwiched. Man is sandwiched between the two laws, the physical laws and the biological laws on the one hand, and the human laws on the other hand. He is in between. See, due to this biological problem, it has shaken the entire humanity now because of this COVID, and because of science and technology, because of this this internet and all that, we are able to communicate each other. What will happen now if we don't have these communications? At least because the human mind requires. It is not a man in the early history. Human mind has developed and developed. It is very difficult. Sitting in the house idle today. It's a thinking mind. As long as life exists, the mind is go on thinking. You can't stop it. And how this human mind, law is nothing but the study of the human mind. And how this, there is so much of research is going on, how the human mind is working. And in fact, there is an interdisciplinary study. Say a neurologist is studying technology, and a lawyer is studying about the medical. So there is an interdisciplinary approach because we are part of the whole. Whole we do not know, we are yet to discover. We are part of the whole. So therefore, this human mind, study of the human mind, that's all in the field of law and trying to understand. Therefore, we require a search for knowledge, innovations to understand the human mind. Because we are not able to understand our own human mind. Because one important difference between man and all other living beings, I used to tell my students, that all other living beings, you can predict, it is computerized. You know how the lion will behave, how the wild animals will behave, how the pet animals will behave. That the human mind, human mind is unpredictable in nature. So this unpredictable nature of the which requires law for its governance. Law for its governance. That is why we have a law and the government, the state and everything. So all our human activities that emanates from our human mind, that is thinking, it is to be externally expressed. And when it is externally expressed, it may be a right, it may be a wrong. And in the interest of the society, you have to completely control the wrongdoings of man and promote, encourage the right doings of man. Because, for example, a man may be very rich enough, tons of money, it may be used for any purpose. It may be for a terrorist purpose, or it may be for a good trust, building a school, college, or a hospital. It can be used. So, law has to take care of the wrongdoings of man because of his nature of this human mind. That is the very purpose of law. And another important thing I would like to explain that what we have in the preamble of the Constitution, justice, equality and liberty. Now, because we find inherently injustices are there in every society. So law is trying to remove that in their own way in every country. So justice must be ensured. It is inherent. And also our own human creations, injustices caused. That is also to be taken care of. Then about equality and liberty. Now that's what we are trying through all means and also through the law. Equality, inherently we are unequal. And our own creation causes inequalities. Similarly, liberty. These two are opposites. Two are opposites. If you want to, it is very difficult to achieve complete dictatorial regime, like China, they can bring maximum equality, not complete, because of the authoritarian regime. Or you can take US, you can enjoy more liberty, freedom, but you have to sacrifice equality. So in no country, no state, no you achieve both equality and liberty in equal measure. So you have to keep the balance. As much as possible, inequalities you have to remove. As much liberty, also it's a controlled liberty. You cannot have an absolute liberty in an organized society. And then I want to say something about India as a ancient civilization. It is a land of great thinkers. You have in search of the fundamentals of life, starting from Christ, Jesus Christ, or Buddha, or great thinkers, saints and philosophers. This is the land. And we have ancient universities in search of the absolute truth. Nalanda University, we have Takshashila University. There it's all destroyed. In fact, I personally went to Nalanda and saw it at the destructions. All our ancient treasures have been completely, but because of this, human actions. And we have a system, Gurukula system, ashram, centers of learning, and a Guru Shishya Parampara we have. So this is the strength of India. And in ancient society, there are only one or two gurus. But today, you have education has been institutionalized and the knowledge is explosion. There is a knowledge explosion in every field because of new innovations. So you find so many gurus, teachers. You find your student right from the school days, college days, and higher education. You come across so many teachers. So the teachers which he come across, your student will judge the teachers. The teacher's conduct and character must be extraordinary, excellent, because he shows the way to the students. And his position as a teacher is next to the parents. The teachers are quasi-parental authority. Quasi-parental authority. And in fact, it is teachers shaping the students. And now, when generations pass through, teachers also learn from the students, but without sacrificing any minimum requirements. So it is in both ways. Now, about law and legal education, law is the central to all other knowledge. It is central to the wheel. Everything revolves around the law. Everything revolves around the law, and it provides an axis. So the legal studies, knowledge of law is very, very important. We can make use of it. In fact, in our days, our teachers, most of them are only part-time teachers. Nobody will come for a full-time teacher. I had only three teachers, but 60 part-time teachers, because that was the only thing. You be a legal practitioner, you can win money, or you can become a judge. But today we have a lot of avenues. Today we have got law schools and law colleges, law universities, or multiply. But only thing is we have to keep up the quality of it. And as Professor Santakumar said, a quality legal education must have access to as many people as possible. That we have to keep it in mind. So one law is remaining as a separate discipline in its origin and its growth. And the nearest subject to law is logic. And here I quote two justices, American justices. Justice Holmes says law is not logic. but it is experience. By experience, law is growing and developing. Whatever experience man is gaining and gathering, puts it in the law for all future purposes. Law is not logic, but experience. But Justice Cardozo counters in the absence of experience. What can be done? Law must necessarily be logic. It cannot be illogical. So, law and logic is the very close. And then, of course, law is not mathematics. Law is not a science. To say 2 plus 2, 4 or H2O water, it is not a mathematics, not a science. It is separate, but it is very close to logic. And a minimum working knowledge of logic is required. In fact, what the judges deciding the case, they do, that knowingly or unknowingly, they apply logic. That is inductive logic. Inductive logic they apply. And in fact, I could put it in one word. The whole subject of logic is divided in two parts. That is, it is an inference. That is from universality to the particular. That is from top-down approach, saying all men are mortal. Socrates is a man, Socrates is mortal. Now, how do you say that all men are mortal? Now, you have to go from bottom to the top, inductive logic. That is, you watch every human being. No human being is immortal. So, that is empirical research, that every human being is mortal. Therefore, you come to the general conclusion that is all men are mortal. So the deduction and induction are complementary to each other, both sides of the same coin. Now this is being applied actually and practically in arriving the conclusions. So therefore, I would like to conclude by saying one thing about our constitution and the basic structure theory. Say, constitution is the fundamental basic law, and every law student naturally be inspired and attracted by the constitution, being the fundamental law. And constitution has also to change. Certainty and continuity and change are requirement of law. Law cannot be static. It has to change. But how to change? And this change must be orderly. It cannot be in just like that. So fundamental law of the land. Our Supreme Court has laid down in 1973 basic structure theory to avoid unscrupulous amendment to the Constitution. So the basic values must be kept. Barring the basic values, you can amend other provisions of the Constitution. Because by using the power of amendment, the ruler can make the Constitution to suit their convenience. That's what Hitler has done it. So to avoid the future, as far as India is concerned, our Supreme Court in the last 70 years, the major contribution to our constitution and our India as such, the basic structure shall not be amended. By that, in fact, what Madam Indira Gandhi tried to override in this Keshwananda Bharati case, the Supreme Court reasserted its authority that don't touch the basic features of the Constitution. So the basic values have to be kept intact. Other things you can touch it. So that's how you can amend it, but don't touch the basic features. And that is why we have a Constitution is now intact and India is intact. And finally, I quote Mr. Martin Luther King, one important quotation which I always like it and convey to my students. That is, if I am not for myself, who is for me? Say, every individual in this world is separate and distinct. Every individual is being a member of the family or is being forming a new family, all these things, society and all that. But individually, every individual is separate and distinct. Therefore, he says, if I am not for myself, who is for me? So you have to take care of yourself. But at the same time, if I'm only for myself, if I'm only for myself, he asks, what am I? That means he wants something you have to do to the society, in return to the society. You are growing and developing only because of the society. And after acquiring something, and you have to return back to the society. So every student, after acquiring skills and knowledge, you have to take care of yourself. At the same time, you must also return it to the society. So with this, I conclude and wish you all the best and happy Teachers' Day. And thank you for honoring me by inviting for this. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir. It was our privilege to hear your words of wisdom, and we will surely apply it in our lives. It is said that a word of appreciation goes so far. I would request the participants to please mute their mic. It is said that a word of appreciation goes so far. LEDX would like to appreciate the efforts of our LED experts involved in creating a change by contributing their presence on our platform amidst these challenging times of COVID 19 for imparting education through our platform. We recognize their efforts and we are grateful to our venerable professors, Dr. Shivangi Sinha, Assistant Professor, New Law College, Pune, Mr. Sandeep Khatri, Assistant Professor, Asian Law School, Noida, and Mrs. Ananya Kumar, Assistant Professor, GGSIP University, and all our lead experts. For the same, I would like to invite Akshay sir for felicitating and announcing the LEDX Innovative Legal Teaching Award.
Thank you, Comparas. Am I audible again?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So before declaring the results for the Blogsters and Innovative Legal Teaching Awards, what I have heard from the last three speeches from all the respective dignitaries from the legal fraternity, somehow I have just decided and had a word with Gitanjali Madam that now the new education policy has been came and now there is would be a more focus on a research things. So on behalf of the LEDX Legal Education Platform, I declared as a research scholarship to all the law students who are being pursuing in any of the NLIUs or in a private schools or in a government schools, a fund we are creating for them. If they do a good research work, our team will gonna surely help them financially for the same, so they can do a betterment of legal academics works from their learning period only, so that in the future also the law fraternity get benefited from that. So this is the one thing which I would like to mention here from this platform, that we are creating a fund for the research work for the students who are pursuing in a law. Apart from this, this would be the very first event of the latest legal education platform. We are doing an honor for the teachers who have done extraordinarily good work, and we call as a LEDX Innovative Legal Teaching Awards. I'm just showing what we are giving to them. Hope it is visible to all. As of Shantakumar sir, that's teachers have an internal influence that has the power to change the life. Sir, we are proud to give you this, the Innovative Legal Teaching Award. Apart from as Shantakumar sir, the director GNLU, we do have Nachiketa Mittal sir. Nachiketa Mittal sir is the founder of first virtual law school, and I'm so very kind to know that all the programs are being doing by you as in a pro bono program. Hats off to you. In this materialistic world, you are doing things for the people for just free of cost. Thanks a lot for seeing. Now I have the award for Manpreet Kaur Rajpal ma'am, the Director and Dean of Academics in Lahore Institute of Law. Although she has been working with us for the last 11 years, ma'am, thank you for all your innovative teaching efforts and whatever the all you are giving to the institutes, the Indore Institute of Law institutes will surely enrich them. Thank you. We are proud to have the one more award for the latest legal innovative legal teaching award to Dr. Sangeeta Laha ma'am, the associate professor and a dean to NLIU Ranchi. Thank you ma'am for being here and enriching the students for years and years and years. Thank you.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
these are the 4 awards what we are giving to the Innovative Legal Teaching Awards. Apart from this, we also believe that as we created a research fund for the upcoming students who will gonna be the lawyers, we are also having the Torch Bearers Award. They are the new, they are young, but they are very focused on the innovative teaching. From the LEDx platform, they have done a contribution for the recorded lectures also, along with their innovative teaching. We wanted to have their appreciation also over here. First, Mrs. Shivangi Sinha, the assistant professor, New Law College, Pune. Madam, thank you for creating and recorded lectures for LEDx platform, and hope to see you on some better and a bigger platform in the academics field. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, sir. And if I'm permitted, sir, can I just take a
After my
minute to
speech,
thank?
sure,
Sure, sir.
Thank
Sure,
you,
sir.
apart from this, Mr. Sandeep Khatri, sir, you have created a 3 to 4 recorded lecture for us. Thank you for the torch bearer for the Innovative Legal Teaching Awards. Then the Mrs. Ananya Kumar, thank you for the torch bearer of the Innovative Legal Teaching Awards. Thank you, and you are being as an assistant professor as GGSIP University. Thank you for associating with the LEDx and enriching our upcoming students. Thank you. So, this declaring the results for the Innovative Legal Teaching Awards. Do I need to declare a Blogster's results also as of now, or after this, the words of wisdom from the teachers?
Yes, sir. It would be great if you declare it in last after to the words of wisdom.
Okay, so now you can start with the words of wisdom.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. It's our honor to have with us Dr. Manpreet Kaur Rajpal, Director and Dean, Indore Institute of Law. Dr. Rajpal has experience of 10 years as the head of department, Indore Institute of Law. She has been awarded with PhD in law. She has been awarded with gold medals for MA in political science, MSW, and silver medal for LLM. She has numerous publications to her name. During the time of global crisis, this lady envisioned a platform that had so much more than just completing the academic schedule. She envisioned, planned, and led her team in organizing 3 international events for facilitating learners and self-betterment for the learners. But due to some urgency, Dr. Manpreet Kaur Rajpal is unable to join us, and so she has a small message for all of us.
People gracing the occasion. We are all mustered here for our award ceremony. It is pertaining to innovative teaching methodology. Last 1.5 years has brought this legal industry, or you may say legal education industry, to a change. That is, it has capsized the way the teaching has been till date, till last year. It is from now shifted from a conventional classroom to modern virtual classes. And I may say this credit goes to this COVID-19, because it is a blessing in disguise that we Indians who were not very good in technology has also converted themselves to the most latest techniques of teaching. And in this, I'll say Indore Institute of Law, being the director and dean of Indore Institute of Law, last year in March, we were hustled to take a decision that we have to go online. And with the help of the management, students, as well as a dedicated staff, we started taking classes, and we started taking classes on Microsoft Team app, and around more than 24,000 classes, virtual classes have been taken by us, the entire team, in last 1.5 years. And more than 24 international events have been conducted under the edges of Indore Institute of Law virtually, in which we have Advocate Harish Salve sir, Abhishek Manu Sangvi sir, Justice Kurian sir, Justice Shah sir. Apart from that, Vivek Tanka sir, Shanta Kumar sir, and lot many people, those who have joined us virtually for motivating our students. So I'll say today, when I'm getting an award of Innovative Teaching Methodology Award, I will owe this to Indore Institute of Law, because they created an ambience where we were able to train the faculties as well as train ourselves to convert and take us from the conventional approach to the modern approach of virtual classes. So a heartfelt thanks to Indore Institute of Law for giving the platform, and a heartfelt thanks to LEDx. That is the new venture which I have gone through the entire history of it. It's a new venture which is work which will be catering the needs not only of the current existing students, but as well as professionals. They have a lot of avenues on which they are working. So I'll congratulate the team of LEDX even that they are doing wonderfully good. And this is very good that in India, we'll get a platform like EDX and Coursera, which are going on. We'll get an exclusive platform for legal education. So congratulations to the entire team for such a new initiative by LEDX. And thank you for this award. At the last, happy Teachers Day to all the dignitaries, because you are the people, those who mentor these students and carve a beautiful future of the nation. So congratulations to entire legal fraternity, to entire mentor faculty, that is teachers, to LEDX team, as well as to Indore Institute of Law for giving us this platform. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. We wish that our thanks and gratefulness reach to Manpreet ma'am. Thanks a lot.
Mansi, there is a message from Shanta Kumar sir, because he has an urgent meeting at 12:30. So
Okay.
I wish that like you can give a vote of thanks, like to especially I'm thankful personally to Shanta Kumar sir, and on behalf of LEDX team, I just want to, because he just messaged me for it. So thank you sir for joining us, and happy Teachers Day again. Thank you sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for being with us, for spending your precious time and guiding all the participants and Team LEDX. Team LEDX would always be grateful to you and looking forward for future connections. Thank you so
Happy
much, sir.
Teachers Day, sir.
So now you can continue.
Thank you, ma'am. So we are really honored to have with us Dr. Sangeeta Laha, Associate Professor and Dean of Faculty, Law School, NUSRL, Ranchi. So, ma'am has done MA Political Science, MBA in Marketing, LLB, LLM in Hindu Law from Patna University. She is PhD in Law and Gender Justice from the University of Calcutta. Currently, she is pursuing postdoctoral program. She has been invited as a speaker in several programs and has participated in the discussion on the formation of syllabus on protection of child rights. Lucknow. The Commission for Protection of Child Rights, Uttar Pradesh, and UNICF at RMNLU Lucknow. She has also delivered a lecture on women's right to property. Recently, she was invited as a panelist and spoke on sexual harassment in workforce in the 8th National Conference for Women in Police, organized by IPS officers in Ranchi and by the United Nations Office for Drugs and Crime South Asian region for participating on patterns and trends on trafficking in person in the state. Stakeholders consultation at Lucknow on 2nd April 2019 at Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. We would humbly like to invite ma'am for a short award acceptance speech.
Thank you very much. I do not know what to speak here. I hope I'm audible to all of you, because there has been a lot of internet disruption in between. Let me thank first the LEDX team and my friend and colleague, Dr. Gitanjali Chandra, all the time for inviting me. I'm really, really honored, and happy Teachers Day, Gitanjali, to be with me all the time. It has been a wonderful experience. For me, to be with the LEDX team, especially at a time when we were in a COVID-19 situation. We didn't know how to, be connected with our students, and I must appreciate them for bringing out such an innovative idea where we teachers at this age had a lot to learn from LEDX, right from recording down to having session plans, down to going for recording for 1.5 hours, how to go with it. It was indeed a great, great pleasure and a learning experience for me as a teacher, how to work online. So my special thanks to all the LEDX team, heading by Gitanjali Chandra, from whom I learned, how to be in the market rather. This way or that way or side of the coin. Being convention minded, taught by my gurus. Of course, I was in classroom teaching, but this COVID situation taught me how to be online. COVID situation taught me how to change from conventional classroom, from chalkboard to online teaching, how to share, if I have only PPTs with the students, though I use very less, but how to communicate ourselves with the students and pacing with the time. So the funda and the manda was teaching cannot come to a stop, and that is what the online platform did it, how to be connected with students. To my data, what I gathered was globally and suddenly last year, there were more than 1.2 billion children who were out of the classroom. So, haven't the LEDX team done a wonderful job to connect at least the law students online? Countries at different points of time had COVID-19 infection, and it was 1.2 billion children of 188 countries that were affected by school closure. So online teaching again took up, it became the talk of the day. In Denmark itself, children up to the age of 11 years were returning to nurseries suddenly found the school closed. And the Korean students call from their teachers online. In India also, although India did pace with the world, India in haste did go for the closure, but universities were asked to start online. And in fact, many of the traditional universities, not only NLUs, did not know how to get the software, how to start online program, because many of the traditional universities imparting legal education did not even have that IT structure itself. So it was a great challenge for the universities and also for the teachers, young and old, to accept this online platform, because mentally we were not equipped, neither were we so highly trained. But teachers, let me see, teachers like me of my age, middle-aged, old, even young, who at least who have learned computers, we middle-aged teachers or teachers, our old gurus, that we took up the challenge, started learning, because we knew that teaching cannot come to a halt. And therefore I applaud all my gurus, my colleagues, who took up the challenge and started teaching online. Thereafter, we had smart boards. We were also asked to learn how we must use smart boards. So from laptops, we switched to classroom teaching, and we were with the students because we knew that we had to finish the course. We knew examination had to be held. So sooner or the other, all the law teachers started being online. So on this Teachers' Day, I must applaud all the law teachers who took up this challenge to bring online from classroom to their living room, drawing room, because teachers believe that teaching cannot come to a stop. So with these small words, I must appreciate and thank LEDX that they have made me learn a lot through their recording sessions. I also feel humbled and honored to Gitanjali ma'am for giving me this opportunity for communicating with the students in my specialized area. I have taken up women and law as a course, and I felt it is an innovative course because there are a lot of things to learn in these areas, from surrogacy, from NRI, fraudulent marriages, from live-in relationship, the whole scenario of women, especially independent working women, are changing. So law this way also needs to change. So thank you very much. In a small manner, I'm honored and humbled. Honored also because you have given me some recognition to my hard work at this point of time. Thank you, Gitanjali ma'am. Thank you the all team of LEDX who was so good in coordinating with me that today I feel that because you have recognized me, I'm on the top of the world. And because of you, I think some of my colleagues have also started and students recognize me. I wish and I would like to be associated with you, whatever little way, if I can help you. Your team should not hesitate me to come forward. And whatever little way, if I can contribute to the society, I will feel I'm blessed and one of the most happiest teacher I have lived to. Thank you, the team of LEDX, and thank you, Professor Sachidanandan Sir, Dr. Nachiketa Mittal. Your speech has been wonderful, working as pro bono. Thank you, former CEO, present CEO, and the team of LEDX. And thank you. I'm very, very much honored today. It's a memorable 5th September for me today. Thank you very much. God bless all of you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And this world really needs women like you to uphold gender equality and women empowerment.
Success in life is not for those.
So, Miss Shivangi Sinha, ma'am, wanted to give her opinions and words of wisdom. So, we would like to invite her for a short speech. Whatever.
Yes, ma'am. I'll just take a minute and a half. And I really want to thank everyone. So, ma'am, I feel really privileged to receive this award in the presence of such honorable and prestigious figures in the field of legal education. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank the platform of LEDX for actually creating such an innovative platform to impart legal education to masses. So many thanks to the founder, Mr. Akshay sir, and the team for coming up with this. And right from the created platform to the flexible coursework, the outline created, everything is very commendable. And on a special note, I would like to thank Dr. Gitanjali Chandra ma'am, Simran, Yatendra sir, and the whole team of LEDX for making this whole process of working with the platform just a cakewalk for all of us. And I also want to put on record, I want to thank my college where I'm currently working as an assistant professor at Bharati Vidyapeeth deemed to be University, New Law College, Pune, for giving us the opportunities to avail such new experiences. So thank you, everyone. And last but not the least, happy Teachers' Day to everyone. And I'm having a lot of takeaways from today's session. So thank you, everyone, once again, to all the dignitaries on the dais present here. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Success in life is not for those who run fast, but for those who keep running and always on the move. Without taking much of your time, let's proceed towards the most awaited moment all the participants must be waiting for. I would humbly like to invite Mr. Akshay Kanti Bam, founder and CEO LEDX, to announce the results. Sir, please.
Thank you. Hope I'm audible again.
Yes, sir.
So we will be declaring the results of the students first, then the professionals, then the consolation prizes. The student is the winner for this Blogster competition. The LEDX Blogster competition is Thishani Fernando. She has been awarded with rupees 5,100 cash prize and a certificate along with her prize money. The runners-up for student criterion eligibility is Chiranth S. He is the runner-up with a cash prize of 3,100 and a e-certificate. She is a student from NLSU Bangalore. After the students' results, the professionals' results are for the Blogsters competition is the winner is Nikita Abigail. Hope I am pronouncing the right name. Nikita Abigail, the winner with a cash prize of rupees 5,100 and a e-certificate. The second prize for the runner-up is Anuj Gupta, runner-up for a cash prize of 3,100 and a e-certificate. Along with this, we have the few consolation prizes also. In this consolation prizes, we are giving our rupees 999 recorded lecture along with an H5P technology to our students free of cost. The names are Suryansh Singh Bhadoria, second is Khushi Nigam, third is Zara Sheikh, fourth is Anvita Chobe, fifth is Aditi Singh and Samaya Rajput. Then next one is Tulika Kumari and Kumari Sonal. Then Akash Jain and Udyan Sharma. Then Muskan Jogani and Trishla Jain. And the last is Priya Kumar. The name is indicating on the the laptops and the online platforms also. So all you can have the free this recorded lecture from the LEDX platform. Thank you all the participants for participating in the LEDX first ever competition of a Super Blogsters. Thank you to all the participants of the student wing and from the professional wing. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Over to you, company.
Congratulations to all the winners. Thank you so much, Akshay sir. Let us now have a look at the special Teachers' Day video, which focuses on how technology touches emotions and reconnects teachers with students.
सारे स्टूडेंट्स को तुमने इतने सालों तक पढ़ाया, क्या सबके नाम याद हैं?
हाँ।
अच्छा, फिर बताओ 2005 की LLB बैच में कौन कौन था?
2005 की बैच? इन्हें मैं कैसे भूल सकती हूँ? ये रोहित सीनियर एडवोकेट हो चुका है, ये श्वेता सॉलिसिटर जनरल हो चुकी है, और राज और यशी अपना NGO चला रहे हैं।
क्या ये लोग भी तुम्हारी खबर रखते हैं?
हाँ, सोशल मीडिया पे विशेस देते रहते हैं।
और अब इन सबको पढ़ाने का मौका मिले तो?
अब कहाँ पढ़ाऊंगी मैंने, और अब तो क्लासेस भी नहीं लग रही है।
गुड मॉर्निंग मैम।
मैम, आज से मैं हमेशा टाइम पे आऊंगा।
और बहुत सारी चीजें जो छूट गई थी वो दोबारा सीखना है मैम।
पहचाना मैम? कैसे पहचानूंगी सोनाली? आज पहली बार किताबें जो है तुम्हारी टेबल पर।
अब जिनसे हम पढ़ना चाहते हैं उनसे पढ़ने में कोई कठिनाई नहीं होगी, क्योंकि आपके लॉ प्रोफेसर्स और आपके बीच का फासला कम करने के लिए हम हैं ना। लेडेक्स विशेस यू अ वेरी हैप्पी टीचर्स डे।
Growing and glowing new ways of teaching. LEDX wishes you a happy Teachers' Day. So, as we express our gratitude, we must never forget that the highest appreciation is not utter words, but to live by them. With this note, on the behalf of LEDX, I would like to propose a vote of thanks to all the admirable and honorable guests, our esteemed lead experts, entire fraternity from management, and our intellectual super blogsters, the winners and the participants. Thank you so much, everyone. And last but not the least, each and every member of Team LEDX. We wish to have great future connections with you all. Thank you so much for being with us today, and a happy Teachers' Day.
Thank you so much for your patience.
See, I want to announce one thing. I want to announce our next competition of debate competition. So, my dear students, you all are invited again to participate and win for debate competition, and soon we are going to notify it on our platform and various social media platforms. So, thank you on behalf of LEDX team.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So it's again another competition coming soon, and we'll notify you all as soon as possible. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for coming over here.